During the Street Fighter 4 story arc, no other newcomer stole the show more than Juri did. It's clear to see she was the breakout star from that series by instantly grabbing herself a huge fanbase and pretty much guaranteeing we would see her again in the future. Street Fighter 5 cashes in on that promise by bringing Juri back around for a second run, though as many will tell you, a successful debut now means you've got to put in extra work to make your second impact worth a damn. Could Juri catch lightning in a bottle twice, or was she just going to be a one-hit wonder? The change to Juri's outfit for Street Fighter 5 could be considered a risky move, and some people felt it was too soon for Capcom to do so anyway, seeing as how fresh off the boat she was to this series. I could see where some of the concerns were coming from too, but on the other hand, I do welcome this change. Juri seems like the kind of character to be expressive in the way she dresses, and she likely wouldn't wear the same thing day in and day out. It feels fitting for her to dress differently depending on the occasion. While I did appreciate her old outfit quite a fair bit, I have to admit that I respect Capcom's decision here with this new design. Firstly, those spike bracelets that made her look like an angsty teenager are gone. I hated those anyway, so she's already winning me over. Secondly, the new outfit takes the seductively poisonous feel of her old one but magnifies it. The purples and pinks on her previous design were mostly used as secondary tones or accents, giving off a subtle toxic quality about her but never really dominating her appearance. Now, purple and fuchsia are the main shades, accounting for 80% of the colour used on her, and it completely amplifies the venomous aura that Juri is known for. It looks great, and I love it. The clothing itself is a departure from her more loosely worn casual outfit in favour of a skin-tight biker suit that straps itself tightly to her body. Clearly this is Capcom catering to fan service, yeah, let's not even kid ourselves. I mean, before they got nervous and had to rewind it back a bit, Capcom seemed to have originally designed Juri to be so revealing that her chest was exposed with the almightiest of cleavages, as seen in Cammy's prologue story. But by the time it came for Juri to be officially released, however, her naked chest was now covered up with a black undergarment. You know, I ain't never seen a developer get such cold feet with a design that they had to retcon it within the same game. That being said, the choice of outfit for Juri seems to coincide well with what the character is about right now. She is no longer pretending to be Seth's lapdog anymore, and while she might be working with the Illuminati on a joint venture, in no way are the Illuminati claiming ownership over her. This new outfit takes on a more rebellious roughneck approach to accommodate the type of choices that Juri is making. She's an unrestrained poisonous creature that's ready to cause trouble, and she totally looks the part. And also, the biker outfit is suitable because, well, she drives a motorbike now, innit? A motorbike that can somehow travel from Brazil to London within the same day. It seems while Juri was successful in getting SIN destroyed, Bison and Shadaloo survived the events of Street Fighter 4. Juri begins her story for Street Fighter 5 by taking on Bison herself in a one-on-one fight. Not only does she lose that fight, but she also loses the Feng Shui engine implanted in her left eye. And that's some shit because that was her main source of power, so with that taken from her, that means... What do you mean she gets a replacement eye? Well, she just walks into an abandoned SIN laboratory and takes a spare. You mean to tell me there's a bunch of Feng Shui engines just lying around out there in some random warehouse? Make sure Fetty Wap doesn't find one, yeah? Please, we don't need that shit. So, with a replacement eye, nothing of value was really lost and Juri is back on her grind. She is approached by Colleen, who tries to recruit her into her group, but they're interrupted briefly by Borog, who wanted to punch something. Afterwards, Juri does some recon work of her own by infiltrating the Shadaloo base and discovers what they're up to, prompting her to call Colleen and accept her offer. I must say, regardless of the fact that Juri probably doesn't know she's indirectly working for the Illuminati, her being in the pocket of that organization feels suitable for her. I'd even go as far as welcoming the idea of Juri becoming a more permanent member to their society. Yeah, she is a solo player, and I'm not really trying to change that, but if I ever had to tie Juri to another antagonistic group in the future, she would absolutely fit the bill with the Illuminati. Now that Colleen has assembled her crew, it's time to go kill Bison, which Juri shows great enthusiasm for, but then proceeds to go nowhere near Bison for the rest of the story. The very reason she joined this group was to end Bison's life, right? Okay, so what exactly were Colleen's orders to Juri around this point? Because Rashid and Charlie are ordered to attack the Shadaloo base while Juri is not there. So where is she? Well, Juri is off to Brazil to interfere with Cammy's life for some reason. Now, considering Cammy's got a brief history with Juri, to see these two characters on the same side for a while was awesome, and I am not dissing their unholy union. But can you understand why I'm saying this shit doesn't make any sense? The story literally forgot that the reason why Juri is running with this crew is to kill Bison. It was her motivation for being involved in the first place. Instead, the story throws Juri off to play devil's advocate with Cammy. At no point did Colleen ask Juri to go and involve Cammy in their plans either, so this is random as hell. Check the events in order and you'll see what I mean, yeah? Juri scoops up Cammy while also dragging DiCaprio along with them back to England. And why are they in England now? Why did they go there? Aside from the fight that they have with Vega, who somehow also travelled from Brazil to London within the same day, there seems to be no reason for these characters to be here on the other side of the world. Then later on, Juri is back at Colleen's base, but now Cammy is with them. Again, Colleen never asked for Cammy to join them, it wasn't part of the overall plan, so why did Juri bring Cammy back with her? If this isn't part of Colleen's plan, then wouldn't Colleen have an issue with all of this? You know, for a group built on secrecy, it seems she's running their operation with a revolving door as people can come and go as much as they please. And where the hell is DiCaprio? Why is DiCaprio not here now? What, did they leave her lying on the floor back in London? Then, during the final attack on the Shadaloo base, Cammy is trying to save the dolls when both DiCaprio and Juri jump in to save her from Vega. How did DiCaprio end up here, and where was she all this time? Why is Juri concerning herself with fighting Vega now? Why does the story fail the simple task of explaining what these characters are doing and why they are doing them? There isn't even a conclusion to Juri's role in this story. The last we see of her was the moment before she's about to fight Vega, but the story cuts to another scene, and when we come back to Vega, it's shown him walking away from Cammy. Where was Juri? Did the writers forget that Vega was meant to be fighting Juri at that point? Did they misplace Juri? Because you know, I think they did. We get one last glimpse of her at the end where all the characters are standing around waiting to go home, and that's it. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't add anything to the scene. Did she successfully complete her objectives, whatever they were? Whose side was she on by this point? Where was she heading now? You know? Any answers? No? It's a mess, man. It's a mess. It was great to see Juri and Cammy on the same side, and with a bit more care put into the writing, Capcom could have really taken this angle further. But it's clear they didn't know what they wanted to do with Juri in this game, and if they did, then they didn't explain anything coherently at all. But you know what's interesting though? Despite all of this terrible writing, I feel Juri's fans are not actually displeased at the mishandling of her position in the story. In fact, I get the vibe from a lot of people that Juri was one of the more well-received characters to feature in this game, and I think I know why. Juri as a character holds such a strong, dominant personality that chances are the lack of logic regarding her inclusions in these scenes are likely to go over people's heads. They favour being entertained by her presence, regardless of if it's making sense or not. Juri's personality commands your attention that much. I mean, you could place Juri in a KFC serving chicken burgers or something and nobody would bat an eyelid because they're less focused on why she's even there and more interested in what she will say or do. So although I've ripped apart Juri's story in Street Fighter V and palmed it off as terrible writing, there's some treasure to be found here in the fact that it shows just how captivating of a character Juri is. Because bad story or not, Juri still manages to get through it looking like a winner. So did Juri catch lightning in a bottle twice? In a sense, yeah, she kinda did, if you replace the bottle with a bucket and pray nobody notices. Juri still looks like Juri, she still sounds like Juri, she still has the same level of twisted appeal that we expect of this lunatic, and overall nothing of her was truly lost. So while I have complaints about her inclusion, in a very weird and somewhat unique outcome, it almost feels like it doesn't matter. It was a broken story, but I don't feel like I've been shortchanged with her. Does that even make any sense? I guess what I'm trying to say is, in conclusion, I strangely don't feel disappointed with Juri in Street Fighter V, and I still want to see more of her in the future. Actually, you know what, yeah, tell you what I do have a problem with though. Have you lot heard Juri's remix theme song yet? And that's the real tragedy here. Like, listen to this thing. What the hell happened? Who the hell produced this? You know, it sounds like I made it in 2003 using Fruity Loops version 4. You know what, Capcom? Don't even worry about fixing other parts of the game right now. The next thing you lot need to patch is this gutter trash theme song.